With the life gem buff and new troop launcher, the Super Hogs are stronger than ever. So this is the only guide you'll need to master Super Hogs on any base, no matter your town hall level. So first things first, we want to focus on the Royal Champion Charge. This is usually using 5 invisibility spells and 1 recall spell to get a solid funnel set. So I often recommend using the Haste Vial along with the Electro Boots to make the Royal Champion Charge much faster while doing consistent damage to defenses and skeleton traps. However, if you are at Town Hall 14, I just recommend using the Rocket Spear and Electro Boots. In terms of the best pets for her, I do recommend using these depending on your Town Hall level. When it comes to the Royal Champion Charge, you will want to use the Royal Champion along with the Haste Vial or Rocket Spears early. This way you can follow up the Royal Champion with invisibility spells. Usually I recommend using them every 4 seconds or whenever she starts moving out of the current invisibility spell. You also don't have to worry about turning buildings invisible when you have the Electro Boots that can still deal damage to them while making it impossible for battle builders to heal up said buildings under invisibility. Just be sure to recall her after the value has been removed or if you completely run out of invisibility spells. Following the Royal Champion Charge, you'll be using your Archer Queen and Barbarian King to dive into the base with the help of the new troop launcher. So with your Barbarian King, I recommend running the Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball for its ability to smash defenses and open walls for your queen. Speaking of which, I recommend running the Magic Mirror and Healer Puppets for her, as it allows her to have a lot of survivability while dealing out huge DPS. As for the pets that I'd run with the King and the Queen, here is what I recommend for each town hall level. You'll usually want your heroes to expand the value claimed from your Royal Champion Charge, but you also need to funnel them in. So using 2 to 3 Yetis is a great way to control your heroes into the base, where you can use a super wall breaker or 2 to help get them in initially. From there, you should be able to open more of the base with your Barbarian King's Earthquake Boots, and as you start to reach into the core, use the new troop launcher to send in ice golems right into the core to support your queen and possibly the king in the process. Most of the time, this should net you fantastic value as your queen with her Magic Mirror and a rage spell with support from the ice golems can gut the core of the base, making the pathing much easier when it comes to the Super Hog portion of the attack. Now, before we talk more about the Super Hogs, let's talk about the different siege options you have to support your hero dive. Now, for me personally, I prefer the new troop launcher, as it allows you to attack anywhere on the base while also applying the ice golems deep into the core, which can help your queen stay alive while she guts the core with her Magic Mirror under rage. It can also help that you have giants and wall breakers to tank for your queen and open up the base. However, this is not your only option, as you can also run the siege barracks if you prefer a simple way to funnel your heroes in that doesn't require the use of Yetis in your army. However, you can also run the log launcher if you prefer having a way to open walls for your heroes to smash their way into the base, but can also activate invisibility spell towers if you're dealing with them. Additionally, you can use the battle blimp with Yetis if you want to clear an entire compartment, which can both create a funnel and get you some pretty solid value in the process. These are pretty much just some options that you can run if you don't want to use the new troop launcher with this army. Now let's get back to the Super Hog Rider portion. This is where you have the Grand Warden and the recalled Royal Champion supporting your main Super Hog push as they cut down defenses. In this case, I recommend using the Life Gem and the Eternal Tome on the Grand Warden, as it gives the Super Hog Riders way more HP to work with thanks to the buff it got in a previous update, while having enough survivability as they work from defense to defense. As for the Warden's best pets, this is what I recommend depending on your town hall level. So as you send them right the way into the base, you'll likely want to use an early heal spell as you move in to keep them healed as they go through high DPS defenses. This will also let you use the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome around the core of the base to keep your Super Hogs protected as they move between defenses. So as you're moving around, having the Royal Champion to provide support with her Electro Boots makes skeleton traps less of an issue for your Super Hogs and can also help you deal with defensive heroes like the Minion Prince. As you work through the back end of the base though, just be sure to use another heal spell to keep your Super Hogs healed up as they work through these final remaining defenses. You'll likely also want to have cleanup, so any minions, wizards, archers, and any super riders that are still up will be able to help avoid time fails by cleaning up trash buildings, so you can get a 3-star a lot more reliably. So now that you understand how this army works, let's give you the army comp that I recommend you use. This can often work quite well and can be very fun at that. So if you like to copy it, the link to it is going to be within the description. Now that you know how this army works and the best composition for it, let's give you a proper live attack to show how strong this army is. All right, here we go. We're going to be starting off with our Royal Champion and her ability immediately. And let's go and use an invisibility right there. That should keep her alive. Let's make sure she's not taking too much damage. That is going to be a super important thing. We did clear the gear up defense, so that definitely helps. We're able to clear a decent amount of buildings here, so let's go ahead and just recall her out. She's not going to get that much more. So we can use the baby dragon right there. Let's use a couple Yetis here in order to set the funnel. Let's go ahead and use a couple wizards as well. And let's go ahead and use a super wall breaker. That should open that. And then we can have our queen, king, we can use that. And then we'll use another super wall breaker in order to open up another area of the base. That should help. Where now we can run the new siege, which should also help. Let's go ahead and help our queen with the use of a headhunter. And the king should be able to start working his way in towards the town hall. And we should have enough ice golems to also provide additional support. Let's go ahead and do that. Pop our king ability, pop our queen ability. They should get some really good value in the core of the base here. And then let's go ahead and send in our hog riders. Let's use one hog there. And we'll use our Grand Warden with the Royal Champion. Shouldn't need to do all too much. Let's use a heal here. Keeps everything moving. Let's use a headhunter as well. And as we move into there, let's use our Grand Warden ability. Not looking too bad. We definitely need to make sure that we're still using our heal spells effectively. I think we're going to be fine. I think we should use a heal here as we dive into the fire spitters and into some of these other defenses, but not looking too bad. We have more than enough hogs, and I think we might honestly triple. This is looking really, really good. We still have plenty of hogs. We have the riders still up. We have plenty of cleanup, plenty of time. Yeah, this looks absolutely crushed. So this is why I really like the new siege with this attack, and my heroes aren't maxed, the abilities aren't maxed, and I'm still able to get a 3-star with this against a pretty decent base. So I was able to get plenty of good work and good value, and this allowed the Super Hogs to do really well. Now, hopefully seeing how I use this army with the new siege shows the power you can have using the newly buffed Super Hog army. However, if you like something a little bit more spammy, try this mass miner guide right here.